What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Force here. It is time for some more StarCraft 2 commentary. I am tired and exhausted. I just got finished with 2 days of moving, and I tell you, I am worn out, but at the same time, cannot be more excited to get back to doing my work. So we're going to start things off with a series of StarCraft 2 commentary today between GoOdy and viOLet. We're on the map Terminus. Here in the 9 o'clock spawn location, we have got GoOdy as our purple Terran player, and then down over here in the 6 o'clock, the yellow Zerg player is going to be viOLet. So yes, Terran versus Zerg, GoOdy versus viOLet. Game number 1 here in the series between the two. And we're going to watch as the Overlord bypasses that ventilation system. That looks like that's really warm. I don't know why it's blowing out sparks too. It's pretty odd. It seems like that's malfunctioning. Should not be blowing out sparks. That is really bad. Someone call maintenance immediately. Alright, viOLet now will be moving down with the drone. This does, of course, appear to be the drone scout. A wee bit too early to actually be the expanding drone, so he'll be pushing forward. And it does appear, let's see if he banks a left here. Nope, he's going to be going to the upper right location, so first he'll be checking that 3 o'clock spawn location, and then we'll be moving up into the 12 o'clock most likely. But by that point, it looks like the Overlord should be scouting out, and look at this GoOdy. Starting off with a rocks outside, racks, not a rocks. Starting off with a barracks here outside of his main base, and he is going to be applying some early game pressure with this bad boy. So the purpose behind this, of course, is that if the barracks started off here, it would take the Marines a little while longer to actually get out and moving towards his opponent's base. Now, the Overlord might not, yeah, he doesn't scout it out. He hasn't seen it. Let's see if he's going to spot it. There we go. Finally spotting that. Now, that doesn't mean a whole lot in the early game. He's still going to have to deal with that Marine pressure. He will not have Zerglings out in time to actually do anything about this. Is trying to move over with the drone to stop the SCV from completing that, but that is not going to happen as the SCV pulls on back home and the first Marine comes on through. Now, here we go. We got a bunker getting placed down. viOLet fully aware of that, pulling down with his drones, and he's prepared to engage his SCV. Should be able to stop him, at least momentarily, from completing this bunker. The SCV is pulling back now, and the first Marine is out. Second Marine coming on through. Now, we got a follow-up here of a refinery, so we're not actually going to be seeing a 1-racks expand with this early Marine pressure. He's first going to be working his way up into factory tech and actually force the cancel there of the bunker. And let's see what's going on. A couple SCVs engaging. We still have that Marine pushing forward. The next Marine continuing. Stopping at the 2 for now, though, as he gets ready to place his factory down. Make sure he's saving up just enough minerals to finish and get that factory as soon as he does have enough SP. And actually, here we go, another Marine coming out now. First Marine pushing down. Another bunker getting attempted to be placed here by GoOdy. That Marine's being pulled back, and this SCV gets taken out. That bunker is going to have to be force canceled, I'm assuming here. We have a third Marine coming on through, but it'll just be those 3 Marines. And there we go, 2 of them actually pulling back for now. He's got a, oh no, never mind, that Overlord's up on the high ground. Alright, so here comes the factory. Racks also getting placed down. A little bit of extractor harass over here from viOLet, delaying any further gas gathering here for GoOdy from that second Vespene geyser. But again, we do have a factory coming on through. A few speedlings actually making their way across the map now. A total of 8, in fact, as viOLet is going to attempt to push out and do some damage. Now, obviously, here with the full wall off, GoOdy will be all set, nice and safe, tucked away in his main base. A couple of Marines going straight for that extractor. 1 Marine guarding the front wall. And just moving up, he will be scouting out that factory. No attachment spotted yet, so he's not sure what he's going to be dealing with exactly. Now, as we can see, no reactor coming out. So it doesn't look like, at least initially, we'll be seeing those double Hellions. And actually, here's an expansion from GoOdy. So probably a little bit of Hellion harass here. Just a small amount, though. In conjunction with that expansion, we're probably going to be seeing him work up into a starport as well. A little supply block there as well for GoOdy. That's unfortunate. Pretty big mistake, actually. Definitely something you want to avoid. I mean, look how long he's supply blocked for. That's really, really rough there to see from GoOdy. Okay, back over here in the main base. A little frog caught in my throat there momentarily. We're going to be seeing viOLet, first of all, moving to a third base. And in addition to that, we do have the metabolic boost coming on through. Fully saturated extractor here for him. No additional gas over here or over here. So viOLet is working his way up into that third base. Now, I don't believe he spotted the Expo unless he managed to catch that with his Overlord. No, he has not caught it yet. So he's not fully aware that that expansion is coming, but he is prepared to move into his third as soon as he breaks down those rocks there. We do have, again, just a metabolic boost, and for now, viOLet will be droning up, and that's his main focus at the moment. should sometime soon be moving up into layer tech. He can certainly afford it unless we see him drop a Roach Warren. Actually, here comes an Evolution Chamber. So maybe getting those quick level 1 melee upgrades. Spine Crawler ready to engage that Hellion. Hellion's not going to be able to push any further. But from this point forward, probably going to be sitting here to try to stop this creep from going any further out. And we do have a tank coming on through. And is it actually just the one Hellion? Yeah, just one Hellion. Tank coming through. Medevac also coming through to pick up those Marines. And no additional research coming out of there. But again, he is prepared to drop his expansion very, very shortly. Pushing forward with the Marines. Sniping the Overlord. Let's see what he scouted, though. I don't think he... Yeah, he scouted the starport and obviously scouted that expansion. Not sure if he spotted that medevac, though. He obviously is going to expect that. Probably one Viking as well. And actually, here comes a Viking here from GoOdy, just as I mentioned that. Siege Tech also coming through. So preparing for a transition into Marine Tank. That's going to be my assumption here. Also transferring down some workers to get that expansion nice and saturated. Here comes that attempted drop, but 3 Queens meet him there. And drop that medevac's HP very quickly, prevent him from even laying those Marines down. Still just the one Hellion out here, and that's about to get overwhelmed as we get those Zerglings pushing forward, and see you later. Hellion gets taken care of. Marines trying to drop on the low ground. That is something that viOLet spotted, I believe. Could be wrong, yeah, it doesn't look like he did, so we'll be seeing a little bit of damage. Now, these Marines will not kill off this hatchery. It is very unlikely, but he is going to be able to do a lot of damage, and this will make it so that follow-up drops can be very effective. Is he really going to force that cancel? Yes, he does. Oh my gosh, viOLet very late on the draw there. Was not responding in time. He had his Zerglings sitting here that entire time. He was being engaged. I don't know what took him so long to pull back. But unfortunately, because viOLet was a little slow in terms of responsiveness there, ends up forcing that cancel and severely delaying his third base. Now over here, we can see Layer Tech is coming through. We do also have a Baneling nest coming out. That is coming from right over here. Let's take a look at the main base here for GoOdy. GoOdy massing up those siege numbers. Got 2 already. Switching into heavy mech, as we can spot those double armories as the indicator of that. So we should be seeing a few more factories for him come down. There's 2 more. Just look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. So we'll be seeing mech heavy play here from GoOdy. It looked like Marine Tank initially, but decided to switch it up here. And we'll be going heavy mech, also working his way into a third base. Obviously, out with these double armories, besides getting those Thors, he does plan to pump up those upgrades. We'll take a look at his vision just to see what he's got going on. Looks like we just have those Marines over there. I mean, we're not even going to be seeing Stimpack or Combat Shield, maybe in the later stages of the game. But for now, he is going to be going exclusively mech play with 3 factories. It costs so much to churn out mech units out of that, so he really won't be able to afford a ton more than that. We have an engineering bay coming out, and that does appear to be the first one, so that's less for upgrades and more for turrets to protect against Mutalisk. And as we can see, Spire and Roach Warren coming through here for viOLet. Let's take a look at where those are. There's the Spire for him, trying to protect against any additional drops. It looks like viOLet is still assuming Marine Tank. Let's take a look at his vision. Yeah, he hasn't seen anything in quite a while. And obviously no scouting overlords over here because that Viking that was in play sniping stuff. Kind of making it a little difficult for his overlords to be. I'm not even sure where or if that Viking's still alive. There it is. And how many kills? Okay, so we just got the 1. And basically, as soon as viOLet spots that Viking in play, the only thing he's going to risk sending out is probably an Overseer, if that. I'm not going to risk those slowpoke overlords moving across the map. Of course, he could get the upgrades, but the only time you're really going to see those upgrades, the only time you're really going to see a Zerg player invest in that is if he's planning to drop. Otherwise, it's a big vest being hit for nothing that you're really focused on. Look at his creep spread, by the way. Man, he's got a 1/4 of the map covered. But a scan and a couple of low-tier units here from the Terran player and these Marines able to drop a ton of that very quickly. Speedlings moving to engage. We got 16 Roaches coming out. Also, the level 1 missile attack upgrades, Burrow Research, and the Glal Reconstitution, which is, of course, that speed upgrade there for the Roach. So very Roach heavy. And throwing some mutas into the mix as well. What's the number? You got a total of 6 mutas in play, and then just massing up those Roaches. Now we'll be primarily scouting here with these Mutalisks. Manages to keep them all alive in that engagement, getting hit with the turret, as well as that Viking. Thor's moving down though, prepared to try to decimate these muta numbers. He's gonna get 1 shot off at least. There's 1. Here's a second. A little spread apart though, stop that splash damage from being too devastating. Still got the Speedlings out here, not a lot going on with them. Any drops or anything from GoOdy? Nope, nothing in the works at the moment. Now still just with the 5 and the roach numbers get heavier. He's at 25 already with 10 more coming through. We'll begin those 2-2 upgrades, and wow. Huge roach numbers here. And take a look at this, ventral sacks, so it will in fact be some drop play. Now, once those ventral sacks get to about halfway through, we should be seeing the speed upgrade for the Overlords come on through. And then that will allow him to effectively drop. And he's going to be doing probably drop roaches in the main. A lot of times what you'll see is maybe like a little harass at one of the expansions and then dropping in the main at the same time. Oh, we got a Nydus network coming through. Where is this? Where is it? I don't see it at all. He's got it coming somewhere. I got to spot that. I have no idea where that's coming through, but it is just about finished. I'm really excited. Is he just doing this to connect his bases, though? Is that all that's going on? Yeah, looks like it. Where the heck is that Nydus network? I feel really upset right now. All right, so he's loading it up right here, and there it is in the corner. Oh no, he was building the first one. I'm a huge dummy, I'm sorry. So that first one I spotted was him just building the Nydus network, and now he's finally planting it, and it's gonna be right over here. So watch this take place here. It's gonna be hitting the main with those mutas, also trying to distract those Hellions, but at the same time, he's gonna be pushing right into the third. So a little switch of what I thought. He's pushing the third with that Nydus, and then abusing the main with the, oh, and another Nydus worm is coming out. This is so devastating. viOLet dropping the third quite easily. And with that mech army being so slow, he really can't engage that now. He's going to probably stop that. Yeah, there we go, forcing the cancel. But hitting that third was quite effective there for viOLet. Now, we do want him to get back in there. It is time for him to head back home. He will not be able to do too much more damage with this. And so there we go, loading back in. And the danger is, you know, had GoOdy taken that out, and he would have basically trapped all the roaches here and could have been able to quite easily take them out. So very good on viOLet there for pulling back with that. But he has still got that Nydus, and that was so awesome to see. All right, so we saw the transportation upgrade. We still haven't seen the speed. I don't know if viOLet got distracted or what as he was harassing and dropping, but no speed upgrade yet. This Nydus worm is still in fact there. Moving out with some drones, dropping some additional expansions. Yep, 1, 2. Is he dropping the third? No, I can't do it there. So just dropping 2 expansions. He's actually got 1 coming out over here as well. Just massing up those numbers. Look at the supply difference. viOLet is quite a bit ahead at the moment. Do, of course, want to take a look at the army supply, though. That's the more important part. And viOLet, yes, of course, is still ahead. Do realize, though, the game's not over here for GoOdy. Yes, he lost that third base, but he has got a very strong mech army and very heavy tank numbers, which can, of course, be quite effective. I will be interested to see, is there any more dropping or anything going on here? Yeah, attempting to drop some Hellions in the main. Nothing else at the moment. He's got some Hellions pushing on over into this expansion. In addition to that, we also have some Zerglings scouting over here. This Knight is still there, finally going to begin taking care of by those tanks. Should be seeing him drop that expansion right over there to try to get his third back up and running. And here comes the Overlord dropping. He has done that speed upgrade. Transportation, of course, we already knew that was done, and he will be going straight for the main here, hitting attachments, trying to disrupt the economy, maybe even drop a few of these production buildings. All sorts of opportunities here. Now, at the moment, GoOdy notes this is coming. He managed to catch those Overlords in the center of the map. I don't think he had a tower, but just was pushing out just in the nick of time. It's coming regardless, though. Here's the drop in the main. Lots of roaches. So many roaches. They're being forced back, though, with those heavy tank numbers. He'll be trying to drop right on top of the tanks. Or is he going to be bypassing them? Yes, he is. Bypassing into the expansion. Roaches up here doing a bit of damage. More roaches getting dropped over here, trying to disrupt the economy. GoOdy's having a hard time gathering resources now with this continuous harass from viOLet. Continue to push forward. He will be able to take care of these roaches up here. He's dealing with a bit more harass over here. Again, trying to harass these SCVs. I want to take a look at the number of workers killed so far this game. 34 workers killed there. GoOdy, does he have any additional expansion harass going on? No, he doesn't. He managed to force a cancel over here, or he just outright killed it. Still got some more roaches over here. Pinned in the corner, though. Those are finally taken out. But man, oh man, how effective has that been for viOLet? Just some beautiful harass. Dropping plus Nydus networks. Quite impressive indeed. He is at 2-2 upgrades right now, massing up more roaches. 22 coming out in just a moment. He's going to be doing a small drop over here again into the third base. Just trying to force GoOdy's forces back. A major problem, of course, with this mech army is that it is so very slow. So this type of harass, dropping or muta harass, anything that can spread your opponent thin can be very effective here in this matchup because that mech is, of course, so slow. Pushing forward with a few roaches. We also got Hive Tech coming out here for viOLet very shortly. Roaches will be forced back. But at the same time, here is this Roach engagement over here, and he should be able to do a bit of damage. Now, Goody will be trying to make his big death march here with his mech army. Roach is burrowing. There's the scan to try to detect them. Roach is now forced back, bypassing the mech army, as viOLet's going to be going straight for that natural expansion here with his forces. Doing a lot of damage over here as well. Killing off a total of 51 workers now. I do not know why Goody did not push that back. And with just one tank defending the main, he's got another tank popping out. He is a very vulnerable spot. But at the same time, he will be pushing onto viOLet, and he himself can do a lot of damage here. He's got quite a hefty force, and this is going to be difficult here for viOLet to deal with. Roach is now in the main doing so much damage. That expansion got forced to lift off. This expansion's not got a whole lot going on either. But again, what is viOLet going to do about this over here? He's dealing with quite a lot himself. Got some Hellion Harass coming down over here for Goody. Goody's now, after taking care of that natural expansion, pushing in the main. He'll be taking out all the tech. Big problem here for viOLet that I see is Goody could just lift off right now and just pull those buildings aside, and Goody will be doing that right now, lifting off and moving that over. Now this is going to get taken out, but then main is gone here for viOLet. viOLet cannot take care of this mech army. It is way too strong. He decided to go for a base trade, and I'm not sure that that was the best of ideas, as Goody looks to actually unbelievably be in a good spot right now, because this is a very potent force, and I'm not sure these Roaches could actually take that, especially if those tanks manage to get sieged up before they engage. Now we still have a couple hatcheries over here, one over here and one over here. The problem is though that Goody knows about that. He knows about those bases. Lifting off all his factories, pulling them back here. Did he lift off the command center? No, he didn't. Maybe he thought that would have been bad manners. He decided not to lift that off though. And the mech army is going to continue its death march. And I think that Goody has got this game. As unbelievable as it may sound, Goody just really appears to have the superior force at the moment. I do want to take a look at the army tabs. Yeah, so they're about even in terms of army supply, but my concern is that Goody's force is just a bit stronger than that of viOLet. Now, viOLet does have a lot of resources banked. One issue, though, is that he has no tech right now. I'm not even sure he can make any Zerglings. Let's take a look over here. Yeah, he can't make anything but drones at the moment. So we will be seeing this Roach army try to engage that mech army. If he can burrow under them, catch them by surprise, he does have an opportunity. viOLet has not necessarily lost the game. If he tries to hit this outright, though, I don't think he can do enough to it. But, oh man, I am just majorly concerned here. I really hope to see viOLet burrow, get right underneath them, and actually take them out. That'd be absolutely beautiful, but I'm not sure it is going to happen. He's now pushing on up into this expansion, as Goody is aware of this. We know that Goody knows about this army over here as well. Mutas, though, able to engage him. Where did these come from? I did not even know that there are any mutas on the board. viOLet's dropping another expo. Goody deciding not to engage over here. He's going to first be going over for this expansion. Couple of Roaches moving to engage. All these Roaches still sitting idly. I'm not sure that he knows what to do with it yet. Now, there's no scan, so with Burrow, he could certainly get right underneath that army. That is a possibility. He's got no scan at the moment. Nothing at all. Goody, let's take a look here. Yeah, Goody does not have the possibility to scan at the moment. This is his only orbital, and that's burning down. And it is viOLet going to get this game. It's very, very close. We get this expansion will be dropped in just a moment. Couple more hatcheries being built over here as well. And all these Roaches still sitting idly. Mutas, unfortunately, engaging there. The Thors, plus that Viking. And all these Roaches, please don't get caught out of position, viOLet. You're about to get hit. I hope you know about this. What is he doing? He's going to be pushing back and forth, and he's moving forward to engage. Are the Roaches going to prevail? It's going to be very close, as Goody appears to be getting overwhelmed here. The Roaches tearing through some of those tank numbers, pulling back to try to regen a little bit. viOLet leaves the game. I am not sure that he had to do that. I am really not sure that he had to do it. I think that had he burrowed those Roaches and got up under that mech army, he could have taken him by surprise enough to do enough damage to take him out. He had two hatcheries building here, even though he was about to lose this one. What was he doing? Oh, man. A nail-biter of a game and a surprising turn ending, at least surprising to me, with viOLet leaving when he apparently could have still won. Really not sure what informed his decision to leave. Maybe he just thought that he couldn't take out the rest of the mech army, but I really thought that he had a chance to do so. Either way, though, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this. Game number 1 here between viOLet and Goody. We'll be moving on to game 2 in just a moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.